Southampton inflicted a stinging 3-1 defeat on Nuno Espirito Santo's high-flying Wolverhampton Wanderers side thanks to a wonderful brace from young English winger Nathan Redmond, who has appeared to be in the form of his life since the turn of the new year. Despite getting a goal back through unlikely source Willy Boly, Wolves weren't able to conjure up any of their usual magic in midfield as both Ruben, Neves and Joao Moutinho struggled to get a real grip on the match. The games ended in the Saints' favour and they did look like the better side throughout the course of the tie. Here are the Wolves player ratings. Rui Patricio 6. The Portuguese shot stopper was solely responsible for ensuring that the scoreline stayed at just 3-1. Roman says 3 had a terrible outing against Englishman Nathan Redmond, who seemed to be running rings around the Moroccan. Connor Cody 5. The skipper struggled to get with the pace of the game as a dynamic Saints attack managed to rip him apart. Willy Boly 6. Scored Wolves' only goal of the night but certainly did contribute towards the pathetic defensive display. Matt Doherty 6. Made a nuisance of himself on the right flank and was a lot better on the ball than his opposite number. Leander Dendoncker 6. Possibly the best Wolves player on the pitch. Dendoncker supported the right-sided wing-back very well. Ruben Neves 4. Was a complete spectator right from the opening knockings of the game and didn't seem at his usual best. Joao Moutinho 6. Used his vast experience well in a tough game and did superbly well to set up Willy Boly for their lone goal of the night. Johnny Otto 4. Yam Valerie has really come to the fore at the St. Mary's and he nullified the threat of Johnny Otto on the night. Raul Jimenez 6. Put in a fairly solid shift as he so often does but just didn't do enough in terms of attacking plays. Diogo Jota 6. Missed a pretty decent chance in the second period but was taken care of well by the Saints' back line. Substitute Adama Traoré 5. Began the game with a lot of intent but didn't really have a massive impact. Morgan Gibbs White 5. Didn't do much in terms of going forward after coming on and lacked any conviction. Read more Wolves news, click here. Wolves news holder Costa brought in too late to have any real impact on the fixture. Here's how some distraught Wolves fans reacted to the victory. The top 6 come at us and we do them on the break, the others play to a different plan and we need to cope. A few more good signings in the summer are needed, cause the top 6 will work us out. But hey, it's been a fantastic season which we would all have taken at the start. Black Heart Orange Heart Black Heart Gary Rolls at Gary Morales, April 13, 2019. Hope they come back from their mini break a bit brighter. Not the Wolves we're used to from the 79th minute last weekend. Adam at Yadbin Argyle, April 13, 2019. We really do not have a good defense. I didn't expect us to miss Bennett this much. Liam Dempsey at Misendanva, April 13, 2019. On the plus side, that's probably Cardiff down beaming face with smiling eyes. Matt at I'm at Hish, April 13, 2019. This is awful. You beat United the go throw away at 2-0 led with 10 minutes to go and now losing to Southampton, a team you beat 2-0 earlier in the season. You have ambitions to finish 7th but right now you should be happy with 10th if that. Ethan Paddock 03 at Ethan Pro Games, April 13, 2019. Laughable comments on here. Look, our first season back we are still joint 7th and reached a cup semi-final. Yes, it's disappointing to lose but I still look at the overall big picture. We can't expect to win every game. 70% possession, 15 shots, okay only 2 on target, still top 10 in our first season back in an FA Cup semi-final. All in the same week that 5 years ago we were promoted from League One. Have a bit of perspective, guys. We've had a brilliant season. Nick Hardman at Nick Hardman, April 13, 2019. Nuno needs help. 70% possession, we are struggling against teams that allow us the ball. If we only played the bottom half of the table we would have been relegated at Christmas. We need to add to the training staff. Pugtown.co.uk at Isaac Aspire, April 13, 2019. Lucas Moura scored the first hat-trick at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium as Spurs reclaimed 3rd spot in the Premier League with a 4-0 rout of Huddersfield Town on Saturday. With Harry Kane injured and Heung-min Son rested ahead of Wednesday's Champions League clash with Manchester City, Mauricio Pochettino made 7 changes to his starting 11. It was Victor Wanyama who got the ball rolling with a fabulous opening goal in the 24th minute. Fernando Llorente spun his marker but could not control the ball and it fell kindly into the path of Wanyama, who easily rounded the goalkeeper to slot home. Tottenham doubled their lead 3 minutes later when Moura received Moussa Sissoko's through ball and arrowed a shot into the bottom left-hand corner. Huddersfield had a good chance to half the deficit after 30 minutes through John Stankovic, but he headed wide from a set piece. Other than that, Tottenham were largely untroubled and went into the break 2-0. Llorente hit the bar in the opening moments of the second half, Ben Davies drilling wide from the edge of the area as Spurs dominated. Moura tested Ben Hamer with a low drive and Huddersfield brought on to striker Steve Mona for Eric Durm to get back into the game. They could have had 1-1. Karlan Grant raced into the area but was unable to beat Hugo Lloris. Aaron Mooi came on for Stankovic in another change for the visitors, while Danny Rose replaced Vertonghen and Son Heung-min came on for Llorente as Spurs also made late changes. And the hosts rounded off the afternoon in style, Moura smartly controlling Eriksen's low cross with one foot before using the other to fire past Hamer. The Brazilian then completed his hat-trick with an angled shot in stoppage time. Read more Tottenham news. Click here. Tottenham news ecstatic with a big win over the relegated Huddersfield. Here's how some Tottenham fans reacted. First hat-trick at the new stadium goes to Moura. Kirill Besedin, at Kirill Besedin, April 13, 2019. 3 games, 3 wins, 3 clean sheets, 7 goals scored. There's no place like home. The Argentine, 24, one of the most exciting attackers in the Major League Soccer, MLS, has notched up 20 goals and 28 assists since joining DC United in 2017. He was one of the top attacking midfielders in MLS last season, notching 10 goals and 15 assists whilst forming a deadly partnership with former Manchester United striker Wayne Rooney in DC United colours. Luciano Acosta's brilliant form last season attracted interest from Paris Saint-Germain and he came close to a winter transfer move to League One, but a move never materialized. Now Manchester United appear interested in the playmaker, who has netted a goal and supplied an assist in 6 games so far in the new season. After scouting him several times, should the Red Devils make a move for Acosta in the summer transfer window? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer faces a massive summer transfer window ahead of him, with the new United manager keen to rebuild the squad to challenge Manchester City and Liverpool for the Premier League. One of his pressing concerns will be the United defence, which has been all over the place this season. Other than that, Solskjaer's side will also be in need of a number 10, with Juan Mata expected to leave the club once his current deal expires in the summer. Mata hasn't been able to show his best form in United colours this term and his potential departure will certainly leave a void which the manager must fill in the summer. Signing Luciano Acosta will be a step in the right direction for United. It would undoubtedly bolster United's attacking options, whilst being an ideal replacement for Mata, who will turn 31 later this month. Acosta is a technically gifted player who is predominantly a number 10 but can also play as a second striker and false 9. The Argentinian is an expert dribbler and his diminutive frame allows him to twist and turn quickly before racing past a player. Both in and out of possession, the 24-year-old utilizes his position to create space from himself and his teammates. He is an intelligent operator of the ball, capable of picking out the right pass and running across the goal. The former Boca Juniors starlet often drops deep to pick the ball to draw in defenders, vacates spaces for his teammates to exploit and quickly reacts by running at the target player. To read more Manchester United news, click here. Latest Manchester United news. Acosta's spatial awareness is excellent and that coupled with his speed, trickery, creativity around the box and composure in front of goal should make him such an exciting addition to Solskjaer's squad. verdict. Acosta is regarded as one of the best players in the MLS at the moment, but he will have to bulk up to cope with the physicality of the Premier League. Once he's in and settled, the Argentine has the potential to make it big at Theatre of Dreams. According to a report from British news outlet Express, James Park, having impressed during their respective loan spells. While Jacob Murphy has been shipped out merely for him to gain some much-needed game time, Dwight Gale's loan deal had much more purpose and intent involved. The Englishman has impressed quite heavily during his spell with the Baggies this term. The 28-year-old striker has scored 17 goals and assisted a further 7 from his 33 appearances in the Championship this season. His contributions towards the Baggies' attacking play has been undeniable, while the partnership that he's managed to form with former Southampton man Jay Rodriguez has set the league on fire as well. While his efforts in the Championship have been commendable, his Premier League figures tell a very different kind of story. His last 4 seasons have seen him play in the Championship twice and in the Premier League twice, and the alarming fluctuations in his numbers are certainly cause for concern. In the 16-17 campaign, Dwight Gale played for Newcastle United in the EFL Championship and recorded almost unbelievable figures. He scored 23 goals from 32 appearances, making him one of their most important players from that campaign, but once they made it back to the big time, it's as if he lost all his will to perform. His numbers in 17-18's Premier League season show that he scored just 6 goals from 35 appearances, which shows that Gale isn't really Premier League quality, as suggested by the report. Talks have already begun between Newcastle and West Brom regarding a possible swap deal involving Gale and Venezuelan forward Salomon Rondon, who is currently spending the season on loan at St. James's Park from West Brom and is said to be willing to extend his stay. Rondon has turned into a fan favorite within the Magpies faithful, and that's why Newcastle should be looking to keep him on a permanent basis. His height and physical attributes suit Newcastle's style of play much more than the diminutive figure of Gale. Read more Newcastle United news. Click here. Newcastle United news. His 9 goals and 5 assists have all come at crucial times for Newcastle this season, and if it weren't for his goals, Newcastle could well be fighting to stay in the division at this point in time. His services to the club have been excellent, and Magpies must go for this swap deal that would see Dwight Gale leave on permanent basis.